Got another phrase that people use wrong. Context clues. If you're talking about, say, a group of men who assaulted some woman, and you're talking about this for the entire fucking context of some fucking documentary or some shit, and then you get to a point where they say, these men are monsters, and then someone just clips that, either to say these men are monsters, only that, or say men are monsters, and they take it out of fucking context, then you can say, hey, hold up. Any meaning that you've extrapolated from this is faulty. Let's use some fucking context clues here. Let's take it a little bit back. Put it in context so that now you get the correct meaning. You're not saying this is some bad thing about all men or whatever the fuck. That would be a correct use of context clues because it exists in that body of work, shall we say. This can be in writing, in speaking, whatever. There can also be historical context, or context in a fucking society, which exists outside of a text, outside of a speech or a body of work. For example, I don't know if this is true or not, but I've heard it said that when Jesus in the Bible says, you know, if a soldier asks you to carry his pack a mile, offer to carry it 2 miles. That may have been a screw you to the Romans based on historical fucking context, because they could ask you to carry it a mile legally, a civilian, but couldn't ask you to carry it any more than that. So that may have been essentially saying, dare them to break the fucking law. It could have been, alright? That is a use of historical context, which exists outside of the text. Or you can say, maybe it doesn't exactly mean what you guys think it does. That is using context clues. What is not using context clues is someone making a blanket statement with no fucking qualifiers. And there's nowhere else in anything they've said in the fucking past, in an interview, whatever the fuck. And there's no context with the culture to point that it means something different from what they fucking said. So an example I'm going to use, since it's still in everyone's mind and it's a recent thing, is when Billie Eilish says eating meat is inherently wrong and that you can't love animals and eat meat. 2 things can't coincide. There's nothing in the rest of that fucking interview. There's nothing in anything she said in the past, at least as far as I've fucking seen. And there's nothing that exists in our culture which would change that she's making a blanket statement, which would apply in every case definitionally, alright? So when people have said, and I've seen a lot of people do this, say, let's use some context clues here. What context? You're just chucking around a word or a phrase which you don't know the meaning to.